If you're looking to buy your first investment property this year, you probably have a lot of questions, like what type of property should I buy? How much money do I need? What type of loans can I qualify for? And how do I even know if this is a good investment? Well, today you're in luck because we're going to break down 4 easy ways that you can get started investing this year. Everyone, my name is Zach Lemaster with Rent to Retirement, and I'm super thrilled to bring this topic to you. Of course, if you're looking to buy your first investment property this year, you need to have an agent that you can trust. You can find investor-friendly agents at BiggerPockets.com/agent match. All right, let's get into it. The first way that you can start investing in real estate this year is by simply house hacking. And if you don't know what that is, house hacking is essentially where you're buying a property that you're going to live in as a primary residence and where you're going to rent out part of that to tenants to help cover your mortgage and maybe even earn positive cash flow on. House hacking is an exceptional way to get started investing in real estate that has a ton of benefits that we're going to break down for you today. First and foremost, when you're buying a property that you're going to live in, it allows you to access better loan terms. Specifically speaking, when you are house hacking, you're buying a property that's either a single family house or up to 4 units. So this could be a duplex, triplex, quadplex, or just a single family house where you live in one of those units and rent out the additional units to tenants. This allows you to qualify for better financing options. For example, when you're buying a house as a primary residence, you can purchase using an FHA loan or something along these lines where you can put less money down. Often you can buy a property with as little as 3.5% to maybe 5% down. Whereas if you're buying that same property as a pure investment property, you may need 20 to 25% down. Additionally, when you're buying a property as a primary residence, you usually get access to lower interest rates and more favorable tax terms. To be specific, if you buy a primary residence that you're going to house hack, and let's say you live in that for 2 years and then keep it as a rental for a few more years. If you live in that house for at least 2 out of the past 5 years, you have the potential to possibly sell that property at a gain without paying capital gains, which is huge. If that was a pure investment property and you sell that property, it may be subject to capital gains. Now, of course, check with your accountant on this, and there are limitations on capital gains, but this is an exceptional way for you to have easy access to invest in a property that you can also live in with more favorable loan terms. This is exactly how I got started. My wife and I, the first house that we bought was a duplex. We rented out half, covered the mortgage, lived in the other half. We got the real estate bug, and then we rinse and repeated. There's a lot of people that stack this strategy. They house hack their first investment property. They move out into another house hack. They keep that initial one as a rental. And this is just a really easy way to start investing in real estate. The second way that you can start investing in rental real estate this year is by using a VA loan. And this goes hand in hand with what we were talking about with house hacking. Now, not everyone can qualify for a VA loan. You have to have some sort of military affiliation. But if you can qualify for a VA loan, this opens up a whole new opportunity for you to make some really big moves in house hacking and buying that first rental property. So let's break those down for you. First and foremost, when you are using a VA loan to buy a primary residence, because that's what it's used for, you can potentially buy that property with no money down. Just like when we talked about house hacking, you can buy a single family, duplex, triplex, or quadplex. So you can buy 1 to 4 units. You can live in part of that property and rent out the rest of it to cover your mortgage and possibly earn income, all while building wealth through appreciation. But also with a VA loan, there's no private mortgage insurance. Typically speaking, with a normal primary residence loan, if you're putting less than, say, 20% down, you may have to pay an additional insurance PMI on that mortgage until you have enough equity to justify removing that, which is about 20%. Well, with a VA loan, you don't have to pay any private mortgage insurance. You can buy a property with as little as 0% down. And this is a huge benefit to allow you to have a mortgage that is more affordable. And this is something that you can repeat time and time again. You can have multiple VA loans at any given point in time if you can qualify for them. This is exactly how we started. Again, we bought our first house. We used a VA loan to buy a duplex, lived in half, rented out the other half, and then a few years later moved out of that house, kept that as a rental, and used a VA loan a second time while we still had the first VA loan to buy an additional house that we then house hacked and kept that as a rental. So this is a great way to get into your first investment property. Another great thing about VA loans is you typically get the lowest interest rates of all the primary loans out there. So while not everyone can qualify for a VA loan, this is an exceptional way for you to get started investing in real estate today. The third method that we're going to talk about how you can get started investing in real estate this year is buying turnkey rentals. And of course, at Rent to Retirement, this is our business model in an area that we're intricately familiar with. So turnkey rentals, what that is essentially you're buying a property where someone has either renovated that house already for you or built it from the ground up. So it could be new construction, but essentially it's a house that's in a good condition that is leased and managed for you already by a team that's already in place. One of the best benefits of buying turnkey rentals is that it opens up the entire United States as a market. You don't have to just focus on investing in your backyard. You get access to invest across the entire nation to maybe find a market that is more suited towards your goals or potentially offers better returns than your local market if your local market is too expensive or if it requires a significant down payment and you're looking to buy an investment property where you can have a little bit of hand holding and have access to deals nationwide. Turnkey rentals is an excellent way where you can tap into an immediate system already. It's also on the spectrum of being a more passive investment. Now, we don't say it's completely passive because there's still a lot of due diligence that we always recommend you go through. You need to have your normal property inspections, appraisals, title work, but turnkey rentals is an excellent way where you can start producing cash flow almost immediately. You can have a team that oversees the property and ensures that you're set up for success, avoiding some of the pitfalls. You don't have to go out and actually find a house, negotiate it, rehab it. Turnkey rentals is a great way that you can start earning passive income rather quickly and access nationwide deals to find a property that is in line with your goals. All right, our fourth way that you can easily get started investing in real estate this year is by buying new construction. And I think this is a really exciting time to talk about new construction because there's a lot of opportunity. So this is essentially where you're buying a property from a builder that's already been completed. It's a brand new house, likely in an up and coming area where it's really going to limit the amount of maintenance and capital expenditures that you have on the property. We do a lot of new construction. We absolutely love it because typically speaking, when you're buying a property from a builder, they are building in areas that have housing demand. And so that means that you're likely going to have high demand from tenants to rent out the house, or if you need to resell it, possibly on the retail market, there is demand there as well. But typically builders are building in areas where there's high demand. We love new construction because this means that you can be in the path of progress. You can buy a property where you usually have more favorable tenants. Of course, new construction is attractive to everyone, right? If you're a tenant living in the house and renting out the house, or if you're a retail buyer, people love new construction. So we usually see more qualified tenant applicants and retail buyers on new construction specifically. The best thing about new construction is it offers predictable returns. We usually see less vacancy with new construction. There's certainly less maintenance. Builders often offer warranties on new construction where often the first year all maintenance is covered and there's extended warranties on certain things like foundation, roof, mechanicals. So this really limits the expenses that you're going to have, especially within that first, say, 10 years or so of property ownership, where you can really have predictable returns. Another benefit of new construction is that they are built to be energy efficient and often have lower insurance premiums than some older houses. This is especially true right now as we see a lot of things changing in the insurance world. New construction is energy efficient to reduce the overall expenses you have owning the property. The last thing I'll say about new construction is that builders are offering all sorts of attractive options to buy new construction right now. Often we see builders that are buying down rates for individuals, so you can actually buy a new construction property with a lower rate where the builder is no cost to you. The builder is actually buying down the rate, so you could get a more favorable long-term rate where the builder is subsidizing that for you. We even have builders that are offering unique things like seller financing right now that we historically haven't seen. Right now, there's an exceptional opportunity to buy new construction where investors have more access to deals. Maybe you can negotiate better deals. There's better financing terms available because typically in a normal market cycle, we see about 10% of the houses for sale on the market nationwide or new construction. Right now, we're seeing about 30%, so about 3 times as many new construction deals available to the average investor. This means that you have more accessibility to deals, better financing terms, and maybe even the ability to come in and negotiate with some of these builders to make a better deal happen. New construction is a great way to get started investing where you can have predictable terms and you have accessibility to some excellent deals in growing areas. All right, everyone, as you are starting your new year with your New Year's resolutions and investing goals, I hope you found this video helpful to identify 4 easy ways that you can get started investing this year. So thank you so much for your time again. My name is Zach Lemaster with Rent to Retirement. If you'd like to learn about any of the cool things we're doing nationwide with turnkey rentals or new construction, you can visit renttoretirement.com. If you found this video helpful, please like and subscribe to the BiggerPockets channel, and of course, visit BiggerPockets.com to see all the tools and resources readily available for newer investors. If you have any questions, drop them in the comment sections below. We'll see you on the next video.